Hello, my friend, and welcome to Something for Everybody. My name is Aaron Machbitz, and today is a solo episode of the podcast where I'm discussing success. More specifically, that success demands six things. And before we get into those six things and how we can cultivate more success or fulfillment or joy in our lives, let's first talk about what success actually means. Now, my definition of success, which may be totally different from yours, but I think every person must come up with their definition of success so we actually have something to measure it by. Because the things that can be managed are the things that can be measured. And sometimes we just assume like success is just this thing that happens when we get a bunch of stuff or whatever. And then we don't stop to say, oh, wow, I actually did achieve the thing I set out to achieve, or positively reinforce ourselves, or do any of those things that actually allow us to feel fulfilled or more meaningful in those pursuits. Because really, life is about the journey, it's about the process. And we get to certain destinations throughout our life, but really it's about the climb, it's about the chase. And so understanding what success means to me, it's not having more money. It's never, yeah, money is important, and if we don't have it, we need to get it, right? But more and more and more and more materialistic things are never going to make us more happy, are never going to make us more feel successful. It's about relationships, it's about fulfillment, it's about purpose, it's about meaning. Those are much more important than just like, I need to get more stuff. And so thinking about what success actually means to you is extremely important in the totality of your life, in the fulfillment of your life. And so for me, success means giving my best effort. So anytime I do anything and I give my best effort, that was a success to me. And so I can measure it. Did I do this thing? I did this presentation, this job call, this sales call, this walk, this fundraiser, this volunteer event, this podcast, whatever it is. I simply ask myself at the end of the endeavor, whatever it is, did I give my best effort? And if I got a check mark, then it was a success. Then I ask more reflective, detailed questions like what went well, what could have gone better, how do I improve? Those things are more feedback related questions so I can actually get better and learn from what I did, but I don't call myself a failure if I didn't give my best effort. I just said that was a mistake, and then how can I tweak, adjust so I do give my best effort the next time I go out? Because we only control three things in this world: our attitude, our effort, and our response. And if we can dial in on those things above anything else, yes, we are going to be more successful than not because we are doing those things on a consistent basis. And that's the important part. And so thinking about you, your life, where you want to be, and how you approach success, or how you think about success, or how you define success is extremely important, especially when we talk about these things that success demands and you actually reach success. Will you know that you actually reached it? Will you know that you actually did the thing you said you were going to do? And then we can positively reinforce ourselves when we do. For me, I just say, that's like me. That's like me for doing the thing I said I was going to do. Because the mark of an elite performer is doing the thing you said you're going to do, keeping those little promises you make to yourself. And so when we do that, pat ourselves on the back and say, that's like me. Then we reinforce that behavior positively, so we're going to repeat it again and again. It becomes a pattern and it becomes a habit, and now we're doing good things consistently. So success for me means giving my best effort, and that's the only metric I decided to use. You need something as well, so that when we get into our life, we get into the trenches, we're doing these things, we're working as hard as we can. Have we reached success? Not just by acquiring more things. It's never going to make you feel more fulfilled or happy. So we have to have these definitions that we can lean on that allow us to give a metric and a measurement. So now let's jump in to the six things that success demands. Number one, patience. If you're losing patience, then you are losing the battle. Patience does not mean complacent. Patience does not mean sitting down on the couch and waiting for things to happen. Patience means I give myself a long-term horizon, right? We overestimate maybe what we can do in 1 year, but we underestimate what we can do in 3 years or 4 years or 10 years, right? That's patience, knowing that I'm going to consistently and deliberately put in this work day in and day out, but it's not going to happen tomorrow. It may not happen next week. It may not happen in 6 weeks, but in a year, 3 years, 2 years, 4 years, it could happen. So that's where the patience lies. The patience lies in knowing that I have a longer term horizon for what I'm working on, but I'm not being complacent and just saying, yes, it's going to come to me if I just sit here and, like the secret type stuff. There are some positive things to the secret and manifestation and things like that. But patience doesn't mean zero work. Patience doesn't mean complacency. Patience, sort of the underlying implication, which we'll get into number 2, is that you're actually doing the thing, right? Because you can't ever get anything done ever unless you actually do the thing, unless you actually have action, thinking about doing the thing, reading about doing the thing, listening to doing the thing, writing about doing the thing is not actually doing the thing. So patience means I know that I can reach this in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, but I'm going to work every single day. I'm going to do the thing every single day, and I'm going to be the best at getting better. That's my ultimate goal, is being the best at getting better. And so that's number 1, which is patience. Quick drink here. That's number 1, patience. And then we move into number 2, which is hard work. Don't believe in luck, believe in hard work, right? The more opportunities you create through hard work, the more luck that you get. That's just how it works. So believe in hard work. Don't believe in luck or magic things happening or this person or that person. Don't be a victim, right? Be a creator. Be a creator. Be on the hero's journey. The hero's journey is about battling those dragons. So you're not going to get lucky, but the more hard work you do, the more patience you have, the more goodwill you put into the world, the more work you put in, the more opportunities are given. Why did this person seem more lucky than others? Why does this person get more opportunities than others? Well, you're not seeing the stuff that they're potentially doing in the dark. You're not seeing the stuff they're doing behind closed doors that's allowing them to create these opportunities for themselves. And the more opportunities they get, the more luck you see from the outside. And so we must believe in hard work. Yes, there's a sort of an end point to hard work. At some point, the hard work ends and we just have to work smarter. But you can't understand what you need to work smarter on if you don't have the experience and the knowledge and the wisdom of working hard gained from those miles and hours and days in the trenches of working hard. So it starts with a belief in yourself that you can do it, starting with the effort. Right? We said success is giving our best effort, and then it comes with hard work. Knowing I'm going to give my best effort day in and day out, so I'm going to work hard, which is probably going to create more opportunities, which is then going to create more luck, and then people from the outside say, oh, you just got lucky. But knowing you put in the work day in and day out on deliberate, consistent practices, and then the hard work turned into smart work because you had the wisdom, experience, and knowledge gained from years of hard work and being in the trenches and trying new things. So that's number 2, is hard work. Effort, attitude, effort, and response. You can control it. Make sure it's dialed in. It's going to reap all of the benefits you could ever imagine. And then speaking of hard work, the underlying assumption or the underlying commitment, let's say, of hard work is number 3, which is never give up. Never give up. Fall down 1,000 times, stand up 1,001 times. That's never giving up. When you start putting in the work, when you start moving in the direction of your North Star or your purpose or your massive transformative purpose or whatever it is, you're making the pre-commitment, the commitment before you even start, that you will not give up. That you will not give up. And if you do, then are you quitting into another domain? Or are you totally giving up? Have you not given yourself a long enough time horizon? Or you just feel like this isn't for you anymore? Yes, of course, there are different circumstances, but when you do quit, it should be a lateral move in terms of how hard the thing is. It shouldn't be you going down. So if you do want to quit something, that's fine, happens in life. But it should be a lateral move of the same sort of intensity and the same sort of skill required, right? So you're still challenging yourself, but you're just moving towards something different that you feel more intrinsically aligned to. But no matter what, we're making the commitment to never give up, to press forward, to press ahead, to press ahead, to press ahead. If we fall down, we get back up. We fall down, we get back up. One of the cornerstone skills that you can acquire is resilience, is mental resilience. And this idea of mental toughness, which is the foundation of mental toughness, which is optimism, which is the fundamental belief that things will work out for the best through the proper effort, attention, and focus. So never giving up is about building this resilience, this mental resilience, and this optimistic mindset that you can go through any challenge. You can win and you can learn and you can allow the obstacles to make you stronger and view these setbacks as challenges and opportunities for growth. And that's how you make the pre-commitment to never give up. And to do that, you have to have the fourth thing on the list, which is discipline. Motivation can get you going, but discipline keeps you growing. Now, there's two types of motivation when you think about it. We have extrinsic and intrinsic motivation. I believe extrinsic motivation is what's going to get you going. It's the thing that's going to kick you off your ass. It's the thing that's going to light the fire. It's the thing that's going to get you moving. Extrinsic motivation could be money, something materialistic, whatever the case may be. We talked about that at the beginning with success. That may be the initial activation energy that you need to get going, and that's fine. But that's going to be fleeting, and that's going to be hard to continue to keep moving you forward if everything is about external, extrinsic motivation. So at some point, you find the love, the joy of just doing the thing. You find the intrinsic or internal motivation driver because you love doing the thing. This gives you purpose. It feels meaningful. You have joy doing these things that actually can keep you going, which is those types of motivation. So it can start with extrinsic motivation to have that activation energy. And then over time, we understand what our North Star, our purpose, and our core values are. And then that switches to intrinsic motivation, which then allows our discipline to come forward, which is about doing the thing we know we're supposed to be, regardless of how we feel. Because yes, extrinsic motivation will get you going, but discipline equals freedom, and discipline will keep you growing as you move on, as you move forward in your journey of trying to do whatever you're trying to do, which is be, successful or be happy or be fulfilled or change the world or make the world a better place or raise a family or start a business or whatever the case may be. Discipline is going to give you that freedom, and discipline is going to give you that execution to continue building over the long haul when extrinsic motivation has ran out and you switch to discipline and intrinsic motivation. So that's discipline. And then that leads us into number 5, which is self-confidence. Self-confidence. Confidence isn't they will like me. Confidence is I'll be fine if they don't, because confidence means intense trust in oneself. Intense trust in oneself. And you build confidence through your previous successes, through preparation, but most importantly, through your self-talk. Your self-talk is the number one determinant of your confidence, especially in the midst of whatever you're doing, whether that be a conversation, a presentation, work, sporting event. You have to master your self-talk, and you do that by challenging your negative thoughts and reframing them into positive thoughts, because confidence is intense trust in oneself, and it's driven by exactly what we say to ourselves on a consistent basis. And then we think about what is the difference between confidence and arrogance, because I think a lot of people get those two things conflated, and they're not the same at all. Again, confidence is the belief that you have what it takes to overcome any challenge that comes your way. Arrogance, on the other hand, is the belief that you're so wonderful, nothing will be a challenge for you. Arrogant people get exposed quickly. They back down in the face of adversity. Confident people step up. Listen to that. Confident people step up in the face of adversity because they know they can. You see the difference? You see the difference? The arrogant person thinks they don't need to work hard anymore. They don't need it. They've made it. They're exonerated from any future challenges. They're good. They're good. It's done, right? We know that person is weak, not strong. The arrogant person is weak, not strong, because the truly confident person knows that they will never be exonerated from the pain, uncertainty, and hard work. Never. But they step forward into growth anyways. It's forward into growth or back into safety. The arrogant person always goes back into safety because they think they're perfect and nothing can challenge them. And when something might challenge them, they step back. They step back into safety. But the confident person knows they're not exonerated from the work, no matter how long they've been doing the work. They're not exonerated from the uncertainty. Uncertainty will always be there. That's the mark of life. That's a guarantee that life will be uncertain. And so they step forward into growth. They use the mantra, obstacles make me stronger. Obstacles make me stronger. That's the mantra of a confident person, because they know, they just see it as opportunity, as challenges to grow. because they have that intense trust in themselves that's built through their previous successes, that's built through their preparation, that's honed in through their self-talk because they've mastered that inner dialogue. And so we know that's extremely important when it comes to this fifth idea that success demands, which is self-confidence. And now we roll into the last one, which is number 6, which is sacrifice. Sacrifice. If you don't sacrifice for what you want, then what you want becomes the sacrifice. Are you willing to pay the price of your goals? That's an important question to ask. And what price are you willing to pay? Are you willing to pay it? Because everything good in life, no matter what it is, comes with sacrifice. Everything you don't want in life comes with sacrifice. Listen to this again and hear it very, very, very closely. If you don't sacrifice for what you want, then what you want becomes the sacrifice. What is your most important thing, your wildly important target, your most important goal, whatever it is, your massive transformative purpose, your North Star, something that you want to push everything towards, all your core values, all your actions, all your daily actions, everything you can control is headed in that direction. What is it? Okay, great, you have something. Are you willing to pay the price to get there? Are you willing to pay the price every single day? Because the discipline we create is the bridge between our goals and actually accomplishing them. So are you willing to do the thing you said you were going to do, regardless of how you feel each and every day? That's the sacrifice. The sacrifice of whatever, of going out with your friends, of this, of that. Anything that comes up in terms of what you're trying to accomplish, that's the sacrifice. And are you willing to pay that every single day? You have to ask yourself these serious questions, because if we want better answers, especially with ourselves, because we are our own best coach, if we want better answers, then we have to ask ourselves better questions. And the better questions we ask, the better answers we have, and the more we have a concrete vision and idea of where we want to go and what we actually want. And then when we know what we actually want, we can choose to make that sacrifice. And that's extremely, extremely important. So remember, success demands 6 things. It demands patience. It demands hard work. It demands never giving up. It demands discipline. It demands self-confidence. And it demands sacrifice. And to round out this episode, remember, you have to have your own definition of success, what that means to you, something that you can measure, because then it's manageable. And then you move forward with all of these things that success demands, because know that you are capable of achieving and becoming the person that you can be. You are capable of becoming that best version of you in greatest service to the world, because the world needs you and everything that you offer. And that's extremely important and extremely powerful. So thank you very much for tuning into this episode. If you found it valuable at all whatsoever, please share it with every person that you know, because that's the best marketing tool we have for this podcast. But I appreciate you very much. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Cheers. Thank you very much for tuning into that episode. And if you enjoyed it, click right here for another full-length episode of the podcast. And please don't forget to subscribe. But most importantly, above all else, please take good care of yourselves and others. And I'll see you next time. Lots of love. Cheers.